The following video about the upcoming fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia contains extreme amounts of excitement, knockouts, superheroes, and mayhem. So consider this a warning. If you are one of those boxing fans that is super sensitive and easily offended, then get the off the video! Because E-bombs are about to drop.
What do you get when you put two men in a boxing ring? One looking for redemption, the other one looking for some get back. With both their careers on the line, I'll tell you what you get.
An explosion!
Yeah. On November 21st, live on Fox pay-per-view, we gon' see a war. On one side, Danny Swift Garcia, the former WBC Welterweight champ, the Philly Kid. Yeah, the same Philly that's known for breeding some of the toughest fighters in the world. The same Philly where a young Kobe Bean Bryant broke cats' ankles and their spirits as a high school basketball star. Philly in the building. And you better hear me now, Errol Spence. Danny Garcia's bringing everything he got to this dance. He knows full well he cannot afford to lose this fight to you. You ready for that, EJ? Haha, well you better be. And on the other side, the one and only Errol the True Spence Jr., the King T'Challa of Dallas, Texas. Yeah, same Dallas, Texas, where Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman dominated the football world with one of the best teams that ever set foot on the gridiron. And you better listen up, Philly. I know y'all breed them tough, and y'all go hard and everything, and I respect that. But listen to this, I was born and raised in Texas, and I've also lived in Dallas, so I'm about to tell you something I know, not something I think.
We breed dogs too!
Dallas, Texas, stand up! So Danny Garcia, you need to know right now, you gonna be facing a man with his whole city behind him, and he's looking for redemption. You ready for that, Swift? Yeah, you better be. So since we've called Errol Spence T'Challa, I guess that means Danny Garcia gonna be playing the role of Killmonger. Cause guess what November 21st is?
It's Challenge Day.
Woo! This feels like one of those big movie battles where both sides line up and get a running start at each other. On one side, Danny Garcia, Philly, and his whole army, and they charging. On the other side, Errol Spence, the whole state of Texas, they charging. And on November 21st, they gon' meet in the middle. And I know you hype right now, and just cause I love y'all so much, I'm not gonna leave you here with just this fire promo. I got something else for y'all. So right now, join me, your man, Amazing Eric, aka the Jedi Knight, as I give you 3 reasons why this fight is a must-watch for every boxing fan. And you should be excited right now, cause your favorite boxing show is back on
Amazing Eric Entertainment.
Let's go! Woo! E-fam, what's good? Oh, that promo still got me hyped, y'all. But it don't stop there. I got something else for you. I have 3 reasons why you should for sure tune in November 21st to Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia. The first reason we should all tune into this fight is we get to see what happens when
Errol Spence gets hit in the mouth.
Now let me explain what I mean by this. What happens when EJ gets boom, hit right in the mouth? Now we all know how Errol Spence usually reacts when he gets hit in the mouth. When Kell Brook hit him in the mouth. What'd he do? He bit down on his mouthpiece and he kept moving forward. When Shawn Porter hit him in the mouth, what'd he do? He bit down on his mouthpiece and he kept moving forward. When Mikey Garcia hit him in the mouth. What? Wait a minute. Did Mikey Garcia ever hit him in the mouth? I don't remember that part. I don't think Mikey ever hit him. And this is the million-dollar question. Is this the same Errol Spence or a different Errol Spence now? But for a boxer to get the front of his teeth knocked out in that manner, we never know how they're gonna react until they really get hit in the mouth. Now, I know somebody right now was in the comment section. You're saying this. You're saying, he been sparring. They probably told him to turn up the heat in sparring. I understand that. I know he's gonna get punched in the face in sparring, but it's nothing like getting hit in the face in a real fight, especially when the person hitting you was Danny Garcia. He gonna hit him with that thumb club. Yes, that thumb club. Now let me tell you a little bit about it. Now as the fight draws closer, we'll be giving you videos with more breakdowns and strategies. But November 21st is a little ways away. We gotta build up to it. But Danny Garcia's thumb club plays a big part in the strategy video I'm working on right now. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of it today. If you've ever seen Danny Garcia fight, you know this. He throws clubbing punches, like looping punches where he's going around. He doesn't just shoot you straight down the pipe. Shoot you straight down the pipe. This brother will look down at the floor like this, swing over the top of his head and hit you right there with that thumb. It won't even be this part of his fist. He will hit you with the side of his thumb right on the face. That thumb club. Y'all remember what he did to Amir Khan? Look at this. Danny looking down at the floor, coming over the top. Oh, that thumb club right to the side of Amir's neck. Oh, can you imagine that? He took that thumb club and he hit Amir Khan right in his neck, in his throat, in his Adam's apple. My granddaddy, who was born and raised deep in the backwoods of Arkansas, used to call it your goozle. That's right, goozle, G-O-O-S-L-E, your goozle. Danny Garcia hit Amir Khan with that goozle punch. As a matter of fact, that's our hashtag for the day. EFAM, somebody jump in the comment section and light that thing up. I want to see it. Hashtag Goozle Punch. My man Larry Kill and my man Roger Williams might be the only two people out there that could have possibly heard of something that country. Somewhere in this fight, somewhere along the line, there will be a point where Danny Garcia comes over with that thumb club and hits EJ right in his front teeth. And at that moment, will Errol Spence panic and fold, or will he rise up like a titan and keep pressing forward? That is the first reason why we should all check this fight out, because we are going to see what happens when Errol Spence Jr. gets punched in the mouth. Your second reason why this is a can't miss fight is one of these two men could face
extreme failure.
Oh, wait, the spirit just hit me. I gotta do a quick channel shout out.
Shout, let's give a shout out. Shout, time for shout out. Shout, woo, shout out.
Today's first channel shout out goes to my brother, Nocturnal Thoughts, an up and coming YouTuber. Listen, I think he's at around 650 subscribers right now. Everybody go show him some love. Let's get him over 1,000. Let's push it up there for him. Nocturnal Thoughts. This brother is cool, and what I really like about him, he believes the same thing I believe, keeping it fair and keeping it balanced. So make sure after you finish this video, jump over to Nocturnal Thoughts and click that subscribe button. Nocturnal Thoughts, stand up! Your second reason why this is a must-watch fight for everyone. One of these two men could face extreme failure. And here's the thing that's weird about human beings. We like that kind of stuff. We like a train wreck. Something wrong with us. What's wrong with us? I remember being a kid growing up in the country, and my grandmama and them, they used to love to go to funerals to look at their own friends dead. They just like to go look at them, standing in front of the coffin, having a whole conversation. My grandmama used to come through there like this. Oh Lord, look at Maple. Oh, she look good. She looks so good. She got a hat on her head. How did you get that hat and that wig looking like that? Maple, girl, you look so good. I'll see you on the other side. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Cleo, slow down. They just enjoy going to look at their friends laying up in a casket. And we as people are that way. This fight provides that moment. One of these two men could face extreme failure. Everyone is talking about the extreme risk that Errol Spence Jr. is taking in this fight, and he is. That should be respected and that should be applauded. But people are missing something. Danny Garcia has so much to lose in this fight. If you are Danny Garcia and you want to stay known as a big-time player, a top fighter at 147, you look at the landscape, you look at the rest of the top fighters in your division. You see Errol Spence Jr., you see Terrence Bud Crawford, you see Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, you see Manny Pacquiao. And y'all know I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan, so don't y'all start no mess. Just be quiet. That man about 42 years old. Let him fight Mikey Garcia if he want to. My man, Prophet of God, you about to start already, Prophet of God. Be quiet. Don't you say a word. So if you're Danny Garcia and you consider yourself a top 5 welterweight, you've already lost to Shawn Porter and to Keith Thurman, albeit by close decisions, but in my humble opinion, I do feel like you lost both of those fights. I think Keith Thurman outworked you early. I think Shawn Porter outworked you late. And if you now lose to Errol Spence Jr., who's coming off of a life-threatening accident, this will be a very bad look for Danny Garcia. You have now lost to 3 of the top 5, with you being one of the top 5. That's a bad look. And when you get a man whose back is against the wall, who has so much to lose, he starts to get that look in his eyes. Yeah, that look that says, I'm willing to do anything. That look that says, I'm coming to take somebody out. Danny Garcia knows his back is against the wall. Errol Spence Jr. is taking the same type of chance. I've heard people say, no. Even if Spence loses, this is not a bad fight for him because he has a built-in excuse. But this is boxing. The wrong punch, the wrong beatdown can change the course of your career forever. We've seen fighters step in with other fighters, get a brutal beatdown, and they are never the same again. Uh-oh, y'all, we're here. We're on that final level. It's time for today's final flash. As a matter of fact, my man Vegeta, go ahead and drop that final flash on him. Today's final flash is short and sweet. Your third reason why this is a must-watch fight for all boxing fans is...
boxing needs this, and boxing needs you.
Now let me explain what I mean by that. Boxing is the type of sport that thrives when the top fighters face each other. We've seen it during the pandemic. The UFC is flourishing. They're doing well. Why? Because their top fighters are still facing one another. During the pandemic in boxing, I don't know, y'all. I gotta keep it real. I'm not feeling this. No disrespect to any fighters out there. I'm glad for whoever gets a chance to shine on the world stage. But some of these fights I've been seeing as main events have been people that I've never heard of before. And I am a hardcore boxing fan. It's like the fights during the pandemic been something like this. On one side, we have Leon, the Last Airbender Jenkins, versus Rollo, I got that hookup Williams. You sitting there like, who is Last Airbender Jenkins and I got that hookup Williams? What is going on? Boxing is the type of sport that needs so very badly for the top guys to face each other. So when we get a chance like this, when 2 of the top guys are actually facing each other, we have to all pull together and support this fight. Support those fights, not just this particular fight. We have to break out of our allegiance even when you don't like a guy. Support the fight just to see him lose, but it's good for boxing. We need this. And the reason I say boxing needs you is because boxing needs us to do better. We have to continue to demand to see the best fight the best. But at the same time, we have to break out of this thing where we can only support certain promotional companies. Oh, I don't like Al Heyman, so I can't support this fight. Stop doing that. Support the fight because it's good for boxing. The same can be said for other promotional companies. Let's say Anthony Joshua was to face Alexander Usyk next on DAZN. You can't just be like, I don't like Eddie Hearn. I can't stand DAZN. I want to see that fail, so I'm not going to support the fight. We have to stop doing that. Boxing needs the best to fight the best. Boxing needs this fight, and boxing needs you. Alright, that's it. Your 3 reasons why Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia is a can't-miss fight for all boxing fans. Hop in that comment section and tell me your thoughts. Also remember, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Until the next one, it's your man, Amazing Eric, y'all. Peace.